think now is the time for us to join the dots in the basis that we say in the flyer for the meeting about building in the communities and in the workplaces and uniting the organised labour movement in the trade unions with the organised campaigning that we have now got length and breadth of the country to actually turn things around and to start winning. And in that sense, I think we should start from the fact that everything, it seems to me, has changed from the general election. And that the first thing I think we have to inject in our movement, from the top of the unions right through to every grassroots campaign, is that everything has changed and we now have to up our game and we have to seize opportunities that don't come along often. And not to seek to seize these opportunities would be a scandalous waste of the situation that we have currently got. And I can tell you that as the second longest serving General Secretary now in the UK, waiting for Dave Prentice to retire so I can then say I'm the father of the General Council, and perhaps they'll stop patronising me as being a firebrand and pat me on the head and bow to my experience. The fact of the matter is that the organised unions are sometimes the slowest institutions to respond to a change in a situation. But I actually think we have seen evidence since the election that that is beginning to turn. And the thing that unites what this meeting is about and can really bring that about is if pressure is built from the grassroots of the trade union movement and from our communities to really make the point that we are not going to allow what's currently happening to be squandered. In that sense, for me, and I'm currently obviously with Louise, every city I always seem to be on the same platform, but PCS at the moment, I'm going around doing a series of meetings in communities. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, sometimes they're with other unions. The one I did in Liverpool was, the one I did in Bristol last week was with people from the tenants organisation, it was from people from anti-racist organisations, and it was people from the trade union movement and from the NHS. And essentially what we're seeking to try to get off the ground here is exactly what this meeting is talking about, which was that the unions are engaging with local community campaigns, and we're discussing how the local campaigning activity, supported with a national trade union movement focusing on mobilising people, allied to the changing situation in Parliament and politics generally in Britain, could see dramatic change much sooner than many people think. And that means to get out of the mindset that we've been fighting for years, sometimes, if we're honest, perhaps thinking out of a sense that we know it's right, but we're not being optimistic about the outcome, and we have to transform that to actually say, now we can fight and we can win. And we can win significant things because of the weakness of the government and because of the alternatives that are now being posed in the political arena. And for me, that means accepting straight up that if we look at the last 7 years, the organised trade unions have failed. When history is written, we have failed to seriously confront the effects that austerity have on our members, on their families and their communities. There's lots of reasons why that's the case, but ultimately I think it's because there is a deep, big-bedded fatalism sometimes in our movement that does ask whether actually you can win and whether the big defeats suffered over the years are things that can never be reversed. And the best way, I think, to deal with some of that sort of institutionalised fatalism is to say, well, never mind about that for the time being. Let's actually look at what we have now. We have a parliament with the Prime Minister's week. We have radical political alternatives voted for by millions of people in this country, enthusing young people, enthusing the dispossessed, enthusing people who have really seen there is an alternative and now people have seen it. So we're not in the age of politics where things look broadly similar and it's about balance. It's actually a biggest choice that I think we faced probably since the 1980s. And people have embraced it, have got enthused by it, and actually can see that another society is possible. And the question for us now has to be, how do we keep that momentum and that enthusiasm going and not let it fade away? And I say that because I work on the basis that Theresa May or the Tories will hang on for dear life. They won't have an election that they'll probably lose at the moment, so there'll be a weak government potentially meandering all over the place. And if you look at the parliamentary arithmetic, presumably they can do that up until they have to deal with some of the Brexit issues. So what can tip this over the edge? And let's be clear about it. What does the best route to get another general election? How do we mobilise and win for people, and as a consequence, hopefully get an election that can really see the change that we want to see? And I think first and foremost, that must mean that we have to talk about unity. Unity on public sector pay, unity with the users of our services, unity with local communities who are fighting cuts, wherever those cuts come from, that we say we are with the people who are fighting for housing and for public service, and that we want to support local campaigns. and is to make sure at all costs we avoid a division. So let me say up front that I think it would be a travesty if we in any way, shape or form repeat the divisions that we saw in the working class of the Brexit referendum, which undoubtedly split the working class than anything I can remember in recent times, whether you voted to remain or to leave. Personally, I voted to remain. But I now take the view that the vote has happened and that it is not going to be right for us to seek to revisit that vote and potentially alienate many people who should be part of our movement. And therefore, my own opinion on what we have to do about the question of Brexit, United is to stop looking at the language that everybody has talked about in the past, redo the referendum. It is actually to say we have a positive socialist and workers' vision of what Europe should look like and what Britain should look like, and then we start talking about our positive vision rather than fight on the territory of the people we used to divide us. And I make that point because last week when I did a public meeting in Cardiff with senior politicians from Plaid Cymru and from Labour, who were both very good at supporting trade union campaigns, the fact that they began to rerun a debate that was divisive actually did alienate large parts of the audience who, when I was speaking for the unions, was talking about fighting austerity, right, which was uniting everybody in the audience. So I think we have to think that through. Whether you're a passionate Remainer or a Leaver or you think the single market is a big thing, I just want to express that any divisions in our rank at the moment will be sucker to Theresa May and the Tories who want to see us divided rather than focus on trying to get them out of office and win things for working class people. So I think we've got to find a way through that, which hopefully could be through a positive vision of what we would like to see for people across Europe and in the UK. Then I think if we focus on what unites us, I think we have to look at the workplace and look at the trade union movement and then look at community campaigns. So if we start with community campaigns, I'm a great believer that the role of the trade union movement is to support organised local campaigns, not to tell them what they should be doing, to recognise that local campaigns should be local, but that we can play a part in supporting with resources, with spreading the word, with publicity, and being there, recognising our members are often part of these local campaigns, and we don't always join those dots up. But that in doing that, we can see the dividends of a united movement very quickly.